Hey guys, back. This is gonna be WrestleMania Sunday, and it's gonna be also Monday comboed. Because just not enough happened. Um, you would think a lot happened, but Sunday we really didn't do anything. Till Mania, we just woke up, and got breakfast, whatnot. Just chilled through the day till we had to go to Mania, and we went to Mania. Mania was great. Um, the the stadium was nice. I liked the stadium. I liked that we were underneath the awning, that we were away from the wind. So a lot of people were probably a little bit chillier than we were. Um, the only part that I didn't like about it was that we couldn't see the full stage. Half the top of the where everything was being played, like all the video stuff, was cut off. But other than that, I'm not gonna complain that much. They were great seats. We saw great to the ring. We saw straight onto the ring. Couldn't be more straight onto the ring than, yeah. So our seats were good. After Mania, other than like I was saying, Mania was great. There wasn't a match that I really didn't like. Um, and some will complain about the length of Mania. And it felt a little long. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Um, and there was some drag in it, but other than a little bit, I didn't really. It didn't really bother me all too much. But yeah. The shocking thing was John Cena coming out as the Doctor of Thugonomics theme. That was cool to really see in the stadium. And then seeing him in the Yankees jersey. I know we wore the Yankees jersey before, but seeing him now later on and revising that role as the Doctor of Thugonomics to take out Elias was real cool to see. Really like that. I For Hulk Hogan, that was a nostalgic moment, but I think the John Cena one was a little bit better. Hogan was cool. You, you know, yeah, that's your childhood, so that's cool to see that. Triple H's entrance was good. I thought all the entrances were good. Ronda Rousey's was really good. Um, Charlotte's was good with the helicopter and coming into the stadium. That was real good. What else did I want to talk about in this video? Okay, so getting out of the fucking stadium. A lot of people, New Jersey Transit had to issue a statement and basically putting on WWE. From what I heard from people, they were saying that uh, New Jersey Transit was trying to say that they didn't let them know what time WrestleMania was. Um, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. Use Google, dude. Like, somebody from your staff needs to be all on that. Whether it be that, whoever does this has to be all over that. I mean, you could just, it's as simple as using Google. How long is WrestleMania? How long was WrestleMania 34? And then you'll get a time listing. What time did it end? And or 33 do if you want to do the East Coast thing, because it's more difficult for you to do time differences. I don't know, but yeah, it was definitely New Jersey Transit's fault. The line, once you got out of the stadium, it was like you got out of the stadium, you got released into a like prison yard. Like, this is the yard, this is where you're gonna stay, and if you don't go over this Uber line, which made no sense at all, it was wrapped around and people were going through. If you've ever been to a stadium, they wrap you around these things and you just keep going around these things till you get to the end of the line and, get through the gate if you're going to the gate or whatever. But this was to get your Uber, so Ubers were driving up and, calling people. So just say I ordered John, the Uber driver, and John came up, pulled up to where I was supposed to meet him in the designated Uber spot, and John was trying to get a hold of me, and he calls me, but I'm at the way back at the friggin' end of the friggin' Uber line. because there's so many people trying to do that John is like, oh well, you can't get to me. Oh well, I'm gonna take somebody else, and that keeps going and going for everybody, and so forth and so forth. So really, yes, people get Ubers, but they're not the Ubers they ordered, and it just creates mass confusion because that person didn't order that Uber ride. So how is Uber supposed to charge that person for said ride? It just becomes a confusing mess. And then the subway line wasn't any better. You got in that line and you just waited till trains came, and how many people could fit on that, loaded up that train, and then that train took off, and there was no rhyme or reason for it. You didn't know where you were going, and then by the time you got out away from the stadium, then you had to figure out how you were going to get back to wherever your hotel was. So it wasn't helpful at all. And then so we decided to walk away, and luckily somehow, I really don't know, and I really don't care how we got an Uber, but we got an Uber back to our hotel, and we got out of that madness. We walked away from the arena. We walked down to I think what used to be the Izod Center. I don't know what it is now, if it's just an empty, shell of an arena, and they just don't use it. But anyways, we got an Uber before it started raining. So anybody who was caught in the rain, I feel bad for them. It started pouring out after Mania. Luckily, it didn't do it during Mania. We only had the cold winds, like I said, a little windy. And I had to put on my jacket during Mania, my winter jacket. So, yeah. I mean, we got pretty good luck for weather-wise during Mania. So, I can't complain too much on that front. Now, Monday came, and I switched hotels to my buddy Billy's hotel, who was going to Mania for the first time. And I stayed overnight Monday night with him, and we ended up leaving the hotel about 5 o'clock ish. We ended up heading maybe 5:30 ish. We ended up heading from the hotel down to Barclays Center. It's about a 20-minute walk, and we ended up just walking there, grabbing some pizza on the way for dinner, and we got to the arena, and we got to our seats, and we watched main event, and then Monday Night Raw came on. I really enjoyed Monday Night Raw. A few more things could have happened. Now to things that I really didn't enjoy about Monday Night Raw. The fans, not all the fans, but a majority of them. And I know it's the cool thing to do, bring your beach ball to a WWE event. I don't know when that became the cool thing to do. I've never done it. I never will do it. I think it's stupid. I understand you paid your money to sit there and you can do what you want, man. But, I also paid for my ticket, and you're ruining my experience, and you're ruining people's around me experience. And some of those people might be experiencing those things for the first time. And I know one young fan was experiencing that for the first time. And I know he's going to look back on that and maybe wish that didn't happen at that. So remember that when maybe you're going to an event and you decide, I want to be the cool guy and act cool for the fans. Maybe they'll get around me and we'll be buddies and whatnot. And if you want to do that, hey, whatever. But I think if you bring a beach ball to a show that has already banned beach balls, and I'm pretty sure the Barclays Center banned beach balls, and the guy in front of me, right during main event or whatever, right before Raw, decided to take a beach ball out of his pants. So he had it down his pants, so he knew he had to hide it to get it into the arena. I don't know where he hid it, I don't care, but he blew it up, and my buddy Billy said something to him on the lines of, "Hey, I hope you're not going to use that tonight. You're a scumbag fan for using beach balls," or something like that, along those lines. And the guy kind of backed down and tucked it between his legs, and he kept hearing us all night chirping about it, like all the beach balls. I know he did, and we were like, "Yeah, fuck fuck off who anybody uses a beach ball." He heard all those comments throughout the night, and he didn't use it, till he deemed appropriate to use it, and he decided to use it during the main event. Um, After some of the beach balls had gotten popped, and he started using his, and his quickly got gobbled up by security, and me and my buddy were cheering, ha ha ha, you know. Everybody else around us was chanting, fuck you to the security guards, you're an asshole, you know, why'd you pop that? And we were like, pop more beach balls, you know, chants like that. We were definitely not for the beach balls. Trying to think anything else that I didn't like. I'm glad I got to experience The Undertaker live with two fans that hadn't ever seen The Undertaker live. Maybe we could have gotten a promo and it would, like my buddy Billy said, it may have been a little bit better than that. But I think it was just as good without the promo, and it was a tombstone. The Undertaker, you know, did his talking with his work, not on the microphone. So I thought it was good. Then after Monday Night Raw, I'm sure you've seen the video. Dean Ambrose came out. I thought it was funny. Not sure if anybody else can pick up in this video, but or the video, I don't know if they do the entrance for Dean, but Dean's entrance, I noticed him carrying an empty bottle. It didn't have any water in it. It was just a water bottle, but it didn't have water in it. And he put it up to his lips and spit something into it. I'm guessing chew or tobacco chew. And you could tell he had something definitely in his lip. I just thought that was funny. Nothing, you know, hey, whatever Dean Ambrose wants to do, nothing. I'm not going to judge him for that, whatever. I just thought it was a funny thing. And I also thought it was funny that he was no-selling the table spot. But I guess that was to kill him off TV, since he's leaving either the company or he's just leaving for the mid-while or whatever. So I like the ending of the go-home, my go-home show at the end of the weekend. My last WWE show that weekend was good. I liked it and enjoyed it. And then after Raw, me and my buddy walked from the Barclays Center about 20 minutes, another 20-minute walk to, I can't remember the name of the theater, but it was a small theater, and we went and saw the Something to Wrestle With live meets Jim Ross Experience, or Jim Ross show, live at in New York after Monday Night Raw. This was a great show. Conrad, Bruce Pritchard, Conrad Thompson, of course, and Jim Ross were there. They came out and they told stories, and they went back and forth and just reminisced. And then they brought out some guests. Hurricane Helms was there. He didn't add much to the proceedings. He told a story about, he confirmed a story about Buff Bagwell, about some fight they had. That's about all he really added to the situation. I understand him being a current employee at WWE. He didn't really want to say much. I don't know. But and they didn't want to talk about Conrad, Bruce, and Jim did not want to talk current day WWE. They said Raw Mania was good, but they didn't want to talk anything. They wouldn't be taking any questions about anything that happened during the weekend. Just because Bruce works now for WWE backstage, and Jim Ross now works for AEW, they didn't want anything picked up there that got back to the office and jeopardized the mission within organizations. So they didn't really talk that, but they went back and forth. It was a good show. Jim Ross was having a few drinks, so we saw a different side of Jim that me and my buddy Billy really liked. He was zinging people in the crowd. He was zinging Bruce, and he was zinging Conrad, and it was just a good night, and it was a great way to cap off a great weekend in New York. Luckily, like I said, we got good weather, decent weather for April. And then we traveled home yesterday. And when I got dropped off, I drove in my yard. And maybe I wasn't paying attention going up my road. But when I got out, it was snowing at my house. And it was just crazy way to end the weekend. You know, just driving your driveway and see snow. It's still snowing in late April. Or, you know, the beginning of April. Not late April, but the beginning of April. Just thought we were done with that, but we got an inch overnight. But yeah, that was my Mania trip. So I had a good time. I just want to thank, on the end of this video, I want to thank anybody who I met during that weekend. I met a good guy on Friday. Scott Jones. He's on my friend from Facebook. We like talking wrestling. Scott. We took a ferry ride out to the place where Access was, and then he went to the superstore, and then we parted ways. But Scott was good to hang out with and have some few laughs with him. Yeah, good time. Brian Miller from Scotland. Evan and Jack, we met at Access. My good friends that we see each other most of the time just at Access. And the guys I stayed with, Kevin, Alex, Matt, those are the guys that I went to WrestleMania with, sat with. They're a great group of guys, and love hanging out with them, and we have a good time. And my buddy Billy, I'm glad you had a great time during your first Mania experience. And Kelly and Kevin and can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but it was fun hanging out with all them. And yeah, Triple H Guy 2004. Peace.